Ugh, I hate my golf swing. I'm just not hitting the ball consistently long and straight enough to my liking. Raise your hand at home if you hate your golf swing too. I'll bet your hands up right now, because I'm sure most everybody who's watching YouTube golf tip videos probably hates their golf swing because it's not performing like they want it to. Hey, so coming up, I'm going to kind of open up my kimono, figuratively, so to speak, and I'm going to talk about the things in my golf swing that I hate, but more importantly, what I'm doing to fix them so that I can get a little better performance, be more consistent, longer and straighter down the fairway. Don't go away. Hey, this is Steve with HitItLonger.com. As you know, especially in today's video, I'm only on a journey. I have a mission to hit the ball longer and straighter down the fairway because hitting it long and straight for 18 holes just makes golf so much more fun. So if you agree and you want to have a little bit more fun with your golf game this season, then by all means join us. Hit the subscribe button, like this video at the end if you got some benefit, and of course leave a comment down below to nudge forward the YouTube algorithm just a bit. Go, 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 ball! Oh hey, I was just checking out how far that last drive went with my new laser rangefinder by Go, Go, Go. These guys are great because they pack all the features of your normal super expensive laser rangefinder, including slope, pin seeking ability, into this tiny little package. What's great is you can find them for like 80 bucks. So I've shown you the product page here on Amazon up on the screen. Pick one of these cool things up. These are great. You don't have to spend $200 or $300 to get the same features that you can get in this little $80 unit. Check it out. All right, so there's 3 different things that I'm working on in my golf swing, flaws that are keeping me from going as long and straight as I would like to go. And let's start with the first one, and that has to do with my swing plane. All right, I've changed the camera angle to the up the line, shooting back up the fairway again, so you can see the swing plane idea I'm talking about a little bit more. What I don't like about what I'm doing is that I get the club a little bit too up or steep at the top of the swing, and subsequently when it comes down, it doesn't get into a super shallow position in the slot like I'd really like it to. So I'll show you that one time. We'll look at it in slow-mo and you can kind of see what I'm talking about. All right, now the drill I'm doing to kind of fix or practice swinging more shallow, both a little bit more rounded at the top of the swing, but also much shallower coming into the slot, is this exercise that I've maybe seen. You might have seen this on another video, but I've got you can use an alignment stick with a head cover. I've got my bag set up. I'm being real careful about the legs of the bag that they don't get in the way and get broken during a swing, but you'll see if I can show you here. I will have to stay under the head cover, and that makes me have to swing a lot more shallow and around, which is going to drop the shaft a little shallower coming into the slot, which is going to help me both hit up on it better and to make it a little bit easier for me to square the face without trying as hard. Now, of course, practicing with this, I'm going to have to slow it down a little bit, just like you will have to slow down the swing considerably when you're working on something new in your swing to fix something that you don't like. So here we go. I'm just going to swing as slow as I have to miss it. All right, now looking back at that swing in slow-mo, you can see that the swing was much rounder and the club really had to drop really shallow. The club shaft dropped really low so I could get back underneath the head cover again. Most of you out there watching, your swings probably also have a little bit too much steepness, or call it verticality, going on, and so this drill would be really good for you too. All right, so I might hit about 15 or 20 of these in a row. Let's hit one more. And again, I'm just trying to, if I can miss the head cover, I've won. All right, we're back in the face-on angle, and from this angle, you'll be able to see probably my most consistent, most insidious issue. But a lot of you at home are facing the same thing, and that is what I tend to do is tend to get to the top of the swing and I want to pull. Of course, it's kind of the pitfall or the trap that we can fall into when we're seeking longer drives. We're just trying to do it with brute force, trying to pull the club down into the ball, and instead of using good sequencing and good outwards release of the club head, and I am guilty of it. Let me hit you one really hard so you can kind of see in slow-mo what I'm talking about. All right, so looking back at that one in slow motion, you could really see on the way down that there was a lot of bend in this elbow coming into the ball. I kind of recover at the very end and it kind of gets really straight here, but the damage has already been done because it has changed or narrowed my handle path. So looking at the TrackMan data here, I'm putting up on the screen for that last shot. Yeah, my ball speed, I lose some ball speed. I lose a little bit of club head speed because the handle path is a little more direct. It's a little shorter of a distance, going more in a straight line to the ball instead of around the arc because of the pulling action that I'm doing. But you also see a reduction of angle of attack where, sure, it looks like it's healthy at 3 degrees, but when I fix the problem and I make a good swing, it's more like 5 to 7 degrees upwards. The smash is higher, and of course you see the typical block that I play when I'm not on, where the ball kind of meanders off a little bit into the right rough. So I'd love to be a little bit straighter than that and play my little 3 to 5 yard draw instead of losing the ball right. Now this is a transition error, and so fixing any error that occurs in transition is just incredibly hard because you're right in your kind of caveman part of your swing when you're just trying to rev it up, and changing that instinct can take a long time. And so I'm only looking to chip away at this problem over time. I know it's going to take a while. That's why I always say, hey, I'm only on a journey to hit it longer and straighter. Anyway, I'm going to take this orange whip and I'm going to practice a couple things to try to get rid of the pull. Firstly, I'm going to kind of get more relaxed in the hands and arms, not grip it as tight. A tight grip and squeezing tends to make us try to be strong and makes us want to kind of pull. And then I'm going to try to not rush the downswing. Now when I do these swings, I'm really concentrating on allowing the outwards throw of the club head to pull my arm out with it. So you'll notice watching these in slow-mo, you'll be able to see my arm is greatly, greatly improved, has zero pull at all. So let's watch one more. And so I'd really love to swing more like that. Now it's one thing to do a perfect swing without a ball, but it's completely another thing to do it with a ball in the way. And so, especially when we're hitting hard or hitting at close to our max speed, it makes it almost impossible to change anything in the transition. So I've got to pull this speed down. I've got to relax, not rush the downswing, but I'm also going to swing slowly enough to where I can make sure that I have conscious control over what this arm does as I start down the swing. So let's see how slow I've got to go. And then we'll look at it in slow-mo and we'll see if I have done a good job with the left arm pull. Interestingly, all three of the balls I just hit in that exercise, trying to let the arm be pulled out instead of trying to pull down with the club handle, all three of them went down the center. Nothing went right. And the average angle of attack went up from about 3 up to about 7 degrees upwards. So it just tells you that having this arm not pulling and yanking the handle towards the ball, it gave a little more chance for the club to be torqued around the handle to turn upwards and square up. Whew, all right, that's all I've got today with that last swing. And you can see on the screen that, hey, I'm hitting it pretty good, especially for someone who's 51. You'd think I would be happy. 174 ball speed, ball carrying 310 yards in the fairway. That's super fantastic. And yet I'm greedy, I want more. I used to swing like 185, maybe even 190 ball speed back in the day, in the glory days. I'm not ready to be old and slow yet, so I've got to do a little bit of speed training. All right, so I've got my slightly lighter driver, lighter shaft, lighter grip, and I've got my blue radar down, and I'm just going to do the basic over speed training for a few swings here. And I need to do this more often because I'd really like to get back to my goal of swinging at 180 ball speed without having to try super hard. I would like to swing 180 ball speed smoothly. How amazing would that be? And reach 350 yards a lot. So what I'll do is I'll do about 5 or 6 of these with the lighter club. All right, that's a good set. I was able to peak at 126 miles an hour on the blue radar, and what I'll do is I'll rest. So that's quite tiring after doing 6 of those all out. I'll rest for a minute, catch my breath, and repeat that 2 more times. But I may change the weight of the driver that I'm using. All right, so at some point I would love all 3 of those exercises to dovetail into one swing where I've practiced it so much that it's reflexive and I don't have to really think about those parts anymore. And I can just look down the fairway to a real small spot and just kind of aim for it. But in the meantime, got to get back to work. I'm going to hit you out here with a swing where I'm going to try to blend the influences or the feels from all 3 of those exercises I just did, and I'll see if I can hit a good one. So we're going to try to go a little bit more rounded and shallow, a little bit straighter arm, and maybe a little bit faster. Hey, thanks again for watching. I'm Steve. HitItLonger.com is my site. I hope you'll visit there for over 100 free articles and videos that are sure to push your game forward this year. And if I don't see you in the next video, then I'm sure I'll see you longer and straighter down the fairway. Everybody take good care.